Oops. That may be the wrong screen, regardless. Hello everyone, welcome to Squiggleboy7. I'm your host, Moth48. Joined today by myself, I'll be commentating this one alone. Just finalise the bracket quickly and get that shown. Seems to be some issues with the display there. Strange. That banner is way too high. Oh well, I guess we'll get started regardless, doesn't matter so much. So we'll start with winners round 1 of course. I think we'll actually stream both of these matches, so that'll be Wheelchair Enjoyer vs SilverSneeze and then BobTheBobbitWorm vs Subbuh. Quite a lot of last minute sign-ups as usual today. I did think I'd get a chance to play for like the 3rd or 4th time in a row, but surprised by last minute entrance once again. Got 10 people here. Oh, there's Wheelchair. This is a pretty exciting match, one I've seen quite a few times in Moonlit Maidens by now. Okay, both players on the mat. Should be getting started soon. Given I'm ready. Oops, I was too late. And here we are. What a beautiful start to the tournament. We have the Frost Mirror on our hands. I think this is a new trend going around where people just dance around start. This is a beautiful dance we're seeing, I suppose. Kind of interesting when the cards align. Okay, the dance is over. Now the bullets begin as the walls close in. Seems like Wheelchair stuck against that wall. It's fast to be hit there. And a very good rolling by SilverSneeze, getting the stun wave. And Wheelchair against the wall, but manages to micro to make some more space for themselves. A good attempt at a roll in wide. The stun trade. As the walls close in once again. Some really good movement by Wheelchair here. Who is on the orange first? Just half the cards dodge there for Wheelchair again. And just a bit earlier on the stun wave this time, but it doesn't matter as it's a Cade stun. Doesn't get that focus basic free out in time. Oh, what a strong sequence from Wheelchair. That basic was very difficult to dodge for SilverSneeze, and when they did, this stun was right inside them. Regardless, so many hits as I speak. SilverSneeze down to 2 hearts, the Wheelchair's 1. But the stun wave will even things out just at the very edge there. Now SilverSneeze rolls in looking for a hit. We play this long range micro game for a little while. SilverSneeze looking for this opening. Will he find it? Walls close in. This time it's Wheelchair going in, but whiffs the punish. On the stun. Just moving after he gets the stun, so his aim arrow goes all over the place there. But regardless, that is Wheelchair Champion taking the first card of this tournament. And we begin with a dance once again. We see the cards align. Oh, that time, did you see the cards like went through each other? Like in the middle, the orange cards went through the middle of the green where there's a gap. Very beautiful little pattern there. But regardless, Wheelchair Champion is being ran at. This is not how you dance. So now we duel. The fast hit going SilverSneeze's way once again. Caught close to that wall, now 3 hearts apiece. Oh! Slightly dubious hit there. At least from a spectator point of view. Some very good dodging by SilverSneeze, but can't quite sustain it. Now down 1 heart to Wheelchair's 3. Now 2 after that stun wave. Silver goes for the way in, goes for the wide, doesn't get a hit. But some basic and mid-range brings us to 1 heart apiece. Silver's first to lose a game that. Ready to fight regardless. And we stick because why would you? These wides are pretty aligned here. I wonder if there is any logic behind these wides. Like, do you want them to be aligned when you dance? Or do you just press them randomly? Because there's this orbiting as well where, you know, you spin around in circles, you do your little pirouettes. Maybe we should do this in the Frost Depth matchup, because people have been saying it only rarely begins at min rolls. Regardless, as I'm speaking, SilverSneeze is tucked down to 2 hearts. Seems like as the set's gone on, Silver's less looking for the approach. More happy to play the micro end game. As they're down to 1 heart there. Oh! Trade of stuns, but SilverSneeze is just a little bit quicker. Now 1 heart to wheelchairs free. SilverSneeze tries for the difficult micro there, but can't manage it. Bringing another card, wheelchairs white. Oh! No, SilverSneeze entering the dance early. As we begin our trade of basics. Trade of stuns. But in the follow-up, SilverSneeze hit down to 3 hearts. Some good micro by SilverSneeze. I think looking at this, oh, very good Sunwave by Wheelchair again, just a bit earlier. Now Silver on 2 hearts. It does seem Wheelchair's more macroing than Silver. Silver lands that Sunwave there. Well, a wide takes a set, Wheelchair's way, 2-0. Yeah, it did seem Silver was more willing to micro. Which maybe cost them there, but regardless, I think, you know, opting to micro is a good strategy for improvement, you know, because eventually you're going to get to a point where you kind of have to micro. It's a pretty nice start to the tournament, but we will be moving on to BobTheBobbitWorm versus Subbuh. Okay, looks like they're on the mat. SilverSneeze encouraging Wheelchair after their loss. We might see more Frost here as Subbuh is on the screen. Subbuh actually a Frost I sort of at this game as a beginner with, in you know, the Academy of Frost we fought as equals. What a surprise. What a treat. First start of this tournament we're seeing 2 Frost players. Maybe some people won't see this as a treat, but I feel especially pleased at this. So seeing Subbuh is hit first there. Maybe this will be the tournament of Frost. So I got opted for a micro game, some really good micro by Subbuh to survive at the bottom of that wall there as the walls begin to close in. Looks like Subbuh's looking for an opportunity to be aggressive, sort of moving quite quickly through this basic here. But regardless, it's the long range basic that gets a hit. It's a good attempt at a wide, but well dodged by Bob. So our mid-range walls here, punish on the roll of Subbuh, who's down to 2 hearts to Bob's 3. It's very good pressure, very fast-paced game we're seeing here. Basic continues, Subbuh tries to go for a way in, but Bob finds the way out immediately. Dropless Bob down to 2 hearts after bonking long-range basic. But bonking on long-range basic is just a big part of this matchup. You know, when there's so much long-range basics, some of them are gonna, you know, get hits. I really love the angles these basics are coming out from both sides. So not static at all, it's very dynamic. Oh, dynamic as I say. Subbuh goes for the roll in, baits up the stun wave. That time roll is punished by basic. With a stun wave of their own, so now Bob has cooldown advantage and card advantage as it turns out. Bob taking the first card. We start out with some basic neutral. Subbuh's first to be hit, but Subbuh goes in. The one that stun wave Bob would probably been hit by that wide. It's a really nice bit of aggression by Subbuh. Regardless, they're down to 2 hearts. It seems like Subbuh playing a lot more aggressively than Bob, but that means they're getting a lot less basic health. So that could be one of the reasons they lost this first game here. It seems like Bob's Subbuh is sort of looking for the way in to get, you know, that really strong mix with the wides and the rolls. The stuns, of course, and the basics here and there. But Bob just opting to press basic after basic after basic, and it seems to be working a bit better here. Oh, actually, switch from Subbuh goes to the Lich. Of course, every Frost player has a pocket Lich. Ooh! Very good spacing by Subbuh to not get hit by that stun wave. Oh, unfortunately, has to use Flower in an unfortunate position. And a good positioning by Bobbit, catching Subbuh against the wall. He continues with the basic mix. Good flower by Subbuh, but doesn't matter so much as they're down to 1 heart quite quickly here. Now down to 0. It's a perfect card to start this matchup. Oh no, it's really unfortunate. Subbuh's flower charge is cancelled, which means flower will go back on cooldown. Never mind. Is that not how that works? So there it is. I think I need to study this game some more. It's Subbuh up against the wall, can't handle this immense basic pressure by Bob. Again, Subbuh down to 1 heart against this wall. Will we see a hit? No. I wonder if there could have been a stun wave there, but the basics continue. And it's a rolling, it's a stun, it's a Cade stun, it's a real stun. Bob calmly gets the focus basic after whiffing the initial shot and takes the set 2-0. So we will be moving on to winners round 2 next. And again, we'll stream 2 matches. Let's see, is the bracket screen fixed itself by now? Yeah, it has not. Let's try refresh, maybe. Okay, bracket screen's back up. So for this, I think we'll stream Pixel Dude or Onona. This is Shadowpelt, and then Penguin the Seconds versus Sylveon. So of course, Asteri coming off just winning Moonlit Maidens last week. Shadowpelt hasn't been entering too many tournaments lately. But you know, they still have more tournament experience than anyone. Maybe except J Feather. One arm ready. Expected matchup here should be Wyrm versus Sun. Wyrm from Shadow and a Sun from Asteri. Well, Shadow Belt is capable of playing a few more characters. I've seen their Red Hood before, but not very common. I think they pulled something else out lately. I can't remember exactly what it was, but regardless, I'd expect the one. Okay. Just be waiting a moment here. Stay from Fally, that means there must have been a fairly quick game. Looks like we're ready. Looks like we'll be going to the Wyrm's jewel box. A slight disadvantage to Shadow, who basically always goes on the spell awakened. Here we are. Wyrm vs Sun. So Shadow's immediately going in. He gets punished by some waffles. Oh, very risky laser inside that pancake there, but it pays off that. And Shadow Belt evens things out. Sorry, takes the lead with that wide, but now evens things out by running into waffle. Goes for the Novi Fire, but Telika is out of that. With the Diamond Dash, that's Asteri taking the first card. Time the Diamond Dash, catches Shadow again. Asteri caught on basic. Shadow Belt finds his way in through these diamonds. Looks for a hit, but some good dodging by Asteri to stay alive. Shadow Belt trying to maneuver around all these projectiles, gets caught by diamonds, goes in. It's a hit with the basic. The basic you can't see coming really. Now laser, a long range laser wide. Oh! Diamond Dash just enough to escape the Novi Fire, putting Shadow Belt down to 1 heart. Just afterwards, giving the first game to Asteri. Will be staying both sides. Shadow Belt slightly patient around start, gets a hit. Oh, and just narrowly at the edge of Novi Fire gets another. Very good movement by Shadow through that waffle. Again, look at these melee hits. Where Asteri gets the punish. Oh, and a very nice Diamond Dash into breakfast combo. Brings us 2 hearts apiece. That Novi Fire will be met by the spell. No other choice. Asteri brings Shadow down to 1 heart. Shadow So has the opportunity for another Novi Fire here before Dispel goes off cooldown. Gets the wide hit, and now Dispel will be back in time. But unfortunately, Novi Fire inside Pancake that loses Shadow of the card. So I'm going to call by breakfast. His approach is stuffed Foster back out and into projectiles, and on the way in, caught by Waffle. Now down 1 heart to Asteri's 4, and it's a flawless card to end the set. 2-0 to Telika Asteri. If I'm saying that, I did practice, but kinda hard to say. So next we'll move on to Penguin II vs colourfullRabbit Inc. It's a long name to type. What, 2 at a time? No. I don't know what the end looks like. Okay, there's a question mark in there. Sorry about this. Okay, I've got it. There we are. It's a Red Hood vs Storm Beast. So Season 1, winner of Spellbound, a Red Hood player dropped out of the tournament today, that being Shishigai. He was replaced by another Spellbound Season 1 winner, Red Hood, being Penguin II. He's off to a good start here, a flawless card. Oh, there's some good basics. Penguin moves back into wide and upwards into wide as soon as invincibility ends. Very unlucky. Oh, good cornering of Ink. Tries to get some walls set off, but can't handle the micro under that slowdown. It's another wide hit, catching Penguin, now down to 1 heart. Ink again having to micro against Soulless Pressure. Finding it hard to set up any big charge basics. Runs right into that pile and will be booked for that. And it's a closer card this time, but still a card going Penguin's way. One game to 0. Okay. Ink will be switching to the Frost. I think Penguin's fairly known for his anti-Frost gameplay. I've probably seen about 1,000 clips of him abusing Stun Wave. Catches Ink trying to move with these tough basics. 2 of them bring Ink to 2 hearts. The more basic at a longer range. Catches Penguin out this time. Ink having to use Stun Wave to stay alive. Caught under the pressure again, now 1 heart. Ink looking for the way in. Can't find it through the way of tap basic. Because Hood's tap basic is a very good Stun Wave. Penguin couldn't react in time with the vanish. I was going to say tap basic's a good tool for keeping people out. Because as Red Hood charges her basic, the dead zone gets bigger. And also tap basic just covers a lot of space in that mid-range, I guess. That's it, going down to 2 hearts, positioning themselves fairly well here. But forced back, now funneled by Penguin into the arrowhead. Now down to 1 heart. Good roll to stay alive, but we'll continue under this pressure. Oh, good roll. Could have had some real offense there, but gets hit just afterwards, bringing the set 2-0 to Penguin the second. So we will continue the march through winners. Starting with Fally vs Pixel Dude 947 or Telika Asteri, and then going on to AxemJinx vs Penguin the second. Looks like Fally's on the mat, ready to play. I don't actually have any accents on my keyboard, so I do have to leave the accent off Asteri or Telika. I'm going to stare into Fally's eyes. Oh, we'll wait. Telika's back. Or have you heard that gasp? Oxford United beat Bristol City 3-1. What a shocker. That's why I gasped, I just landed. Okay, and we'll be going with Arcanist vs Sun. Telika caught by the early moon. Well, he's staying at range, trying to go for these debuffs. Asteri going for the diamond dash in, Fally patient, no hits. Debuffs continue but non land, but Asteri caught on wide on an approach. The wide continues, the approaches continue. There's no hits, no debuffs. Many fake debuffs, however. Some very good micro by Asteri to stay alive, and 2 hearts to Fally's 4 as the walls close in. Good routing through this wide by Asteri once again. This time it is a slow and actually fairly impactful debuff, and Asteri forced to cleanse it right away because of that basic, however. Good decision making to dodge that moon and wide by Asteri on 2 hearts. Fally's wides as the walls approach. But Fally actually hit there. Now we get to revenge it with the basic, but a good dodge by Asteri. Lose hit, now down to 1 heart, so Fally's free. Asteri caught with this mini means their pressure will be a little bit weaker. And they will lose the card. 3 hearts, 0. Their Para and Confuse against Asteri, who is hit. Oh, surprised there's no clock there, but Asteri goes in. Oh, such a narrow gap by that moon and no space to dodge as Fally capitalises with the wides, but Asteri with the revenge hit, but Fally with another hit, now 3 hearts to 1 in his favour. There's very nice basic by Fally to try and catch Asteri's escape. No hits. No debuffs, Asteri in a fairly good place, but good sort of push from Fally who gets a hit with the wides, bringing game 1 their way. Seems like we're seeing many stays. There's like 10 stays in a row there, I mean. They're looking to position aggressively, but forced away by this wide and these debuffs. A down dash eaten by a parrot too. It still gets a hit, Fally on 3 hearts. Parrot slow against the Asteri. The slow is refreshed, but dispels here to cleanse. The death toll, and a fairly impactful death toll actually. Barely blocks off Asteri's movement for a little while. Fally down to 2 hearts. Asteri bringing up a bit of a lead here. They are hit there as Fally cycles the debuffs. Now 3 hearts to Fally's 2 as the debuffs continue and Fally's wide evens things out. Some good basics on the approach by Fally with the wides and the moon and a very important death toll. Asteri diamond dashes into the moon, now down 1 heart. The debuffs are relentless here. Lovely power, however, is affecting Asteri at the moment, but a crucial dodge against that basic and moon. Keeps Asteri alive for just a little bit longer. Will there be enough time to seal the card their way? But, oh, Dispel Force and Asteri in a corner. Could have been a dangerous situation with the clock there. And the moon comes down and there is no escaping. Fally cycling debuffs after landing the first hit of this card. Oh! Wasn't sure if Fally was hit by diamonds or Asteri was hit, but then there was Asteri. Good movement by Fally to stay alive here, but a very good little press by Asteri. No hits, however. The walls begin to close, and a diamond dash right into wides brings Asteri down to just 1 heart, and a great basic met by Dispel. Confuse, not too important, but this slow is, and that will be the set, 2-0 Fally's way. Which means for the 7th time in a row, Fally will find his place in winners finals of Squiggleway. That being said, up next we'll have Penguin II versus AxemJinx. Fairly classic matchup, seen many times before in tournament. 2 long-term players by now, I'd say. Use the ready emote. Looks like they've met in 6 previous matches, and AxemJinx has won all 6 with a game score of 13-1. Seems like this is a fairly tough opponent for Penguin. Interesting choice from Axem here. We'll see Red Hood for Penguin and a strange Storm Beast from Axem. Axem going for a really aggressive sort of play here. Seems not to be going for the walls, but to get a surprise hit at the round start. Flash step post out. The walls begin to close after no hits are taken. Penguin playing very patiently against this wide. Perhaps remembers the last set where he got hit by wide 3 times in 1 card. Now he lost a card to ink. The walls close in here. It'll make things difficult for either side fairly. But Storm's basic will cover so much of the screen, which will make her pressure really strong if she can manage to survive to get that pincer attack. The melee with the Storm and her clone. Bring the Penguin to 3 hearts. It's the first heart of this game. Both players have done an excellent job of surviving up until then. As our Penguin hit by a second basic. And now by wide, now down to 1 heart. Axem's 4. Axem playing in the mosquito style, you could say. A little bit there. I've heard that be said in lobby a few times recently. Oh, a little bit of lag. Hopefully that's just on our end. What's happening here? AxemJinx teleports into something or another. Is the stream okay? Seems there's no dropped frames or anything on the stream. The bitrate looks good, so I imagine this is just the game being funny. Oh, okay, AxemJinx is inside of a kunai. Penguin manages to escape that melee attempt. This is a wall. This is a vanish. A vanish into where? A vanish into a basic. Penguin loses the first card. Some going for the melee hits. Probably going to give some tap basic aggression. Just trying to play this almost nuisance style. Oh, good movements with that fast speed of wide by Axem. As the walls close in. Penguin looking for a hit. Oh, finds the gap in the basic and gets the hit with his own basic. Very good little play from Penguin there. Penguin leaving it late, but getting a hit on Axem once again. Penguin up against that wall, gets the vanish out, now in a very strong lead, 4 hearts to 1. Trying for these charge basics to limit Axem's movement as much as possible, but forced in a corner, has to use vanish, but the focus kunai catch AxemJinx, bringing those to 1 card apiece. Almost looked like Penguin was hit by his own focus kunai there. This time AxemJinx having to use their flash step to avoid some kunai as the walls close in. Oh, that cheeky play from Axem there, going for the wide hits. I think Penguin will try and escape the melee attempt and then get hit by the wides maybe. The wall's closing some more. A large dead zone of Hood basic is making things difficult, and it's a beautiful pincer with the old basic as well. Catch Penguin second, now on to 2 hearts. But funneled Axem against the wall. Got a hit, but some melee brings Penguin down to 1. Axem still on 3, and it's a wall here building up for Axem. Doesn't matter as they run into a pylon, now down 2 hearts. Now down 1 heart apiece, last heart of this game. Which way will it go? The basics curtain. They form a wall. Penguin trying to disrupt. Axem looks for the approach but caught on basic. Will be Penguin the second taking game 1. So AxemJinx will be staying. As will Penguin. Fairly unlikely to see a switch from Penguin unless it is in the mid-mirror. Axem using his mosquito strategies to get Penguin 2 hearts early. The mosquito strategy is rarely helped by a spectator falling apart. Really adds to the aesthetic. Axem absolutely just zipping about the screen at this point in time. Oh! These basics teleported into each other. How'd you dodge that? You don't, but Penguin second regardless still loses the card. No clue. Oh. This kind of reminds me of like fan cams I've seen. Like that sort of style of editing. So I've seen a Storm Beast fan cam maybe. You know, it just like slows down randomly, then speeds up, then skips ahead in time, and you just need like a grayscale filter or something. AxemJinx trying to build a wall here. There is a tiny gap, never mind. Penguin has to vanish, we get a hit right afterwards. AxemJinx now down to 1 heart. Oh, a very strong position with the clone. And then takes a heart, now 1 heart apiece. Would we see game 3 here? Oh, good reaction on AxemJinx to get the flash step against this kunai. Absolutely walled against him. The walls themselves close in now. Got the clone in a central position, doesn't matter as Penguin takes the heart and the card. Oh, what a basic. Oh, such patience by Axem that. Penguin up, suppress basic and basic and basic. Axem ups to run into a traffic cone. And another. Now 2 hearts apiece. The fast speed he uses with Storm Ride can help to start to use Hood's dead zones. Oh. Getting in can be tricky when Penguin does a job with these basics of his own. Now Axem on 1 heart, could be last heart of winners here. Penguin on 2 with a game to spare, takes the set. 2-0. I believe that's Penguin's first tournament's win over Axem. Unless I'm mistaken. So with that said, we'll move on to losers. As you can see in our losers round 1, we had Ink Sylveon take the set 2-0 versus SilverSneeze, and we had Shadowpelt 7-1 take the set 2-1 versus Subbuh. So we will move on to BobTheBobbitWorm versus Ink Sylveon, and then Wheelchair Enjoyer versus Shadowpelt 7-1. Wait. I think I said putting this on stream second, didn't I? Whoops. Wait, Sealy, what's happening? I'm confused. I might have made a mistake. Whoops. Wait. My bad. I think that's my bad. I don't know what happened. I'm kind of confused. BobTheBobbitWorm pressing now. Yes. Okay, I'm going to take in the short and turn. Should be an interesting match. Seems like Ink's actually going for a sort of walling technique to start. That's something I've seen too frequently from them. And they do actually complete a wall here if it wasn't for that jelly cat. Of course, Depth's defensive special has a really short cooldown. So you better make sure your walls are sealed up. Railgun, that puts BobTheBobbitWorm onto 3 hearts. BobTheBobbitWorm. The walls continue to close. It's a wide that stops it. Bob on 2 hearts now. Ooh. It's a nice movement by Ink to survive that whirlpool. The walls close again. Ink misjudges the expanded whirlpool, gets hit, now 3 hearts. Goes in, has to use flash step. And Bob looking for a way out of this setup, finds it, goes for the shotgun, caught by wide. So good movement by Bob. As they get hit with their whirlpool, works to even things out. 2 hearts to 1 in Ink's favour. Oh, very good movement by Bob to stay alive, and oh my gosh, with the wide! What a play. Yeah, to survive and then to get the hit on top of it. Wow. And to get the cards with that Jellycat at long range. Fantastic play from Bob at the end there. Oh, but it's a very good wall here. Regardless, Bob does find the gap and gets out against those railguns. Oh. Dubious wide hit against Bob. Very, that's Vitamins basic hit that time though. Bob does even things up slightly here. 3 hearts to two in Ink's favour, thanks to that welcome. Seems like Bob can't really do much here, just so has to wait for Ink to come in to attack. Ooh, good dodges. Bob, but can't sustain it. It's the second layer of wides. Oh, goes for the charge with the Jellycat, but punished. Oh, goodness. Then 1 card apiece. Out of the way. It's a good Whirlpool and a good Jellycat, just barely not getting a hit on Ink. Oh. Storm speed is just too quick for that shotgun there. As Ink just outside the range of Whirlpool gets a hit with their basics. So goes to the flash there. Oh, this is a very serious setup for Ink here, but Bob stays alive. Now on 1 heart after that wide, however, a serious comeback will have to be made at this point. And with these walls coming in, Bob with excellent movement to stay alive gets the hit with the Whirlpool. But it is a start. Over has to use a... Such a quick chain of events. At the end of it, it's a wide in Sylveon's face. Now just 2 hearts to 1. Only a 1 heart lead. It's a very strong Jellycat. Met by Flash there. Bob playing so patiently here. Regardless, caught by the wide of Sylveon, who takes the fast game. Getting right back into it. Ink starting with an early attempt at walling, met by... Oof! Bob's Jellycat, but Ink in the follow-up hit by the shotgun. Oh! I like Bob's choice to shotgun there. Really cheeky just after you get that micro. As soon as you're safe, you press shotgun. Didn't work out, however, as Bob now down to 2 hearts to Ink's 3. Unfortunate, down to 1 heart after more wides come. A long range wide, catching Ink. Nice change of pace. Most of the wides have usually been going Bob's way. Ooh! The game celebrates Ink's victory in that card. Oh, very unfortunate there. Just a bad choice to shotgun as Bob goes in, is hit by the charging basic of Ink as well. Now down 2 hearts very quickly. It seems to be a wall and setup here against Bob, who can't quite make that movement. Now down 1 heart to Ink's 4. Rather, so I wouldn't say that out of it. If they do play patiently, we have seen they're capable of making comebacks. But that will not be the case here, as it's a flawless card going Ink's way to take the set 2-0. So we'll move on to Wheelchair vs Shadow Pelt next. I really love to see Bob play this game. So fun to watch. What? Sorry for that, what? That was me being confused by challenge. Okay. Guess we'll move on to Shadow Pelt vs Wheelchair Champion next. you. I'd say something about this Death Star matchup is that it's at least fun to watch. Going from that match. It's fun to play as well, to be fair. As the Death fan does the Storm. Let's put an ready in. It looks like we're getting ready. Shadow Pearl through a quest and the spell awakened as usual. Wheelchair obliges. It's the Arcanist from Wheelchair here. We're on suddenly fired by Shadow. Arc just too slow to get out of that. But Shadow caught on the way in by some wide. Gets a hit with a wide of his own though. Now goes for the other Novi fire, but not timed right to that invincibility. Now more wide brings us 2 hearts apiece, very early days still. Oh! Seems Wheelchair still invincibility by the time of that Novi fire, but not by the time of that wide. Best card going Shadow Pearl's way. Best heart of this card going Wheelchair's way, so Shadow runs into a basic. We've managed the micro after the slowdown of laser that. Shadow on 2 hearts. If the hit with Wheelchair upbeats that top wall. Some good mid-range pressure by Shadow with the laser. Oh. And a very risky Novi fire. Brings Wheelchair down to 1 heart. Shadow's 2. Shadow going in for the wide, going in for a hit. Goes for the Novi fire, it will connect. Shadow Pearl taking game 1. It's around soft block against Shadow. These movement debuffs will seriously affect his game plan, you'd imagine. But regardless, wide is eternal, it comes all the same. Novi fire punished by basic. Shadow 2 hearts to Wheelchair's 3. 2 hearts apiece after that wide, however. 2 hearts to 1 after that wide, in Wheelchair's favour. More wides will be coming. Shadow manages to micro. A risky situation there. Ooh. Shadow has to use Novi fire against that basic. Goes for these wide hits. Wheelchair avoiding them so far, and a crucial wide hit as Shadow just under that moon. And then this time with the Novi fire. Leaves us 1 heart apiece, but the wide comes all the same. Now Shadow Pearl takes a card. Dodges the round star clock this time. Stays alive to get the wide hit. Some good movement against this wide by Shadow. Got a good basic stuff at the approach of Shadow by Wheelchair. He was hit shortly afterwards by some wide, but gets the clock. But Novi fires there, and he's alive. Now Wheelchair on just 1 heart, but another basic. Shadow on 2 now. Not too much of a lead, but the Novi fire will connect once again, bringing Shadow Pearl to the game and to the set. 2-0. So we will move on to losers round 3 next. get that on screen for you. Which will be Pixel Dude 947, aka Telika Asteri versus Ink Sylveon, followed by AxemJinx versus Shadow Pelt. What emote is most appropriate? Close one. Kind of a curveball, I'd say, but it seems to work. Okay, so Telika leaving means I have time to type out colourfullRabbit's name in full. Oh no. The tower. Looks like we're nearly ready to get started here. I believe Asteri is a dual box preferer. We'll be getting started with Storm Beast vs Sun. Oh, very aggressive round start from Ink, but is punished by that basic. Now the diamond spam will come from Asteri. Flash Tap is here, however, and Flash Tap to finish the walls met by Dispel, and the Dispel's a tipper, meaning Ink is now down to 2 hearts, and the diamond spam continues. Flash Tap still on cooldown. Ink cannot stall, and Time has to bonk. Now down 1 heart to Asteri's 4. Very strong round start as Asteri finds the gap, and Ink against the corner Flash Steps into some more diamonds. Again, Ink going for an aggressive round start. This time tries to get the job done themselves, not relying on clone. Asteri survives and lives to get the first hit. It's an aggressive Flash Step from Ink here. Doesn't pay off though, as when we return to neutral, Ink is hit by some waffles. A good Flash Step again that gets the hit with the wides. This diamond spam is going to be really hard. Flash Step is available. and it's used. Asteri up against this wall, some good movement to stay alive. As the diamond spam continues before Flash Step is back up, but Ink micros just enough to stay alive and holds onto the Flash Step. Two very important things there. The basic charge of Ink is countered by a basic of Asteri. Now down 1 heart, now losing the game. Very strong performance from Asteri in game 1. We will be staying however. Oh, the moonwalk, but it's too greedy by Ink. Knock down 2 hearts. Now down 3 hearts. Seems to be a wall and set up here though. There is no gap, but there is the spout. I imagine we won't see another checkmate until the next dispel comes up. Or an Ink caught moonwalk into waffle. Gets a light hit on Asteri, round start. Asteri using some patience to survive all this melee pressure. And getting a hit against Ink, who runs right back in. A really tough spot for Asteri as they are hit. Ink taking a step back, trying to reset back to neutral. Off the Flash Step in against. Just frames away, that's a hit against Ink. Now 2 hearts apiece. Flash Step on cooldown, Ink will have to survive, and they do. Bends the Flash Step to get in, goes for the mosquito style, but no bites however. As with 2 hearts apiece, good movement by Asteri to move through that basic. And a good diamond dash. So close with the goodness as Asteri gets a hit, bringing Ink down 1 heart. And now to 0 as Asteri takes the set to 0. So we'll move on to AxemJinx vs Shadowpelt next. I should probably say beforehand, that was a pretty strong tournament run from Ink. 5th in the end, I believe. Yeah. That is evil. Ink seems to believe that AxemJinx is evil. And that I am good. I don't know how to feel about this. You know, we were brought up in the same academy. Inductees dueling honourably in the Holy Maiden's War. So I can take AxemJinx slander like this. We are continuing with Shadowpelt's Wyrm vs Axem's Frost. Ooh, Axem just decided to micro here. Doing a good job at this fairly close range. Bring Shadowpelt down to 2 hearts. Not phased by these wides, gets a hit with the focus basic to catch the approach. Now Shadow on 1 heart. Gets the approach this time, but no hits off it. And Axem separates and gets the basic hit. staying in each other's wonky angles here of the basic. Axem's first to get a hit. Axem's playing this just unbelievably disciplined. There's no threat of white with the way he's playing, really. And he gets a hit, catching Shadowpelt's approach. Again, catching the approach of Shadowpelt. Axem trying for the cheeky stun, knowing he can stay alive there. Of course, you can stay alive in most cases if you have dodge roll available. Have the Shadow down to 1 heart. This looks pretty grim, honestly. Axem just has like such a perfect counter to Shadow's playstyle, it seems. Oh, but can't manage the stun parry there. That will be Shadowpelt getting a hit. Now playing a bit more of a scrappy style. Playing in each other's dead zones, but as we separate, Shadowpelt loses the card. That time Axem has no stun wave available, so it doesn't attempt the parry. Stays alive in his corner though with brilliant micro to get another focus basic hit. Seems like AxemJinx trapped in this corner here, but uses the invulnerability to get out post hit. There's another hit against Shadow, but a bonk by Axem actually. Now down 3 hearts to Shadow's 1. These focus basics are strong, but Axem's discipline resides as he is hit. And that is the set. 2-0 to Axem. Slightly stronger performance by Shadow in the second game there. Oh. Had to find something to do, really. So that will be AxemJinx winning 2-0. The brackets progressed pretty nicely by now, actually. If we take a look, we're already in top 4 after just an hour and 20 minutes, a bit less. We'll get started with winners, which will be Fally vs Penguin, and then we'll do losers afterwards with Pixel Dude, aka Telika Asteri vs AxemJinx. Shadowpelt left, sorry didn't see that message, thanks for playing. Congrats on the 5th place too. Now we'll get started with Grand Finals, this will be best of 5. Grand Finals did I say? I meant Winners Finals, sorry. With the Red Hood versus the Red Arc. First, oh, I imagine colour mix-up, someone wants to change. Okay. Playing on red and red might be a bit difficult for some, so I think Penguin switching to the green hood. There is. Oh. Really tight setup by Penguin there. Takes Fally's first hat. Oh, some debuffs by Fally against the wall, but Penguin's pressure's relentless. Gets the basic hit. Now Fally on 2 hearts. A wide up against the wall helps even things. Movement 3 to Fally's 2. It's a couple of basics, and it's good movement by Penguin based off the clock. Fally will capitalise with a para, a slow, and a confuse. 3 very strong debuffs converted into a hit there. This Penguin's still in the mixer a little bit here. Good dodge of the basic. 2 hearts apiece. As the debuffs disappear, but Penguin caught by Moon. As the clock off cooldown, the kunais come swiping against that basic. Brings us 1 heart apiece. The basics from Penguin continue into this corner. Fally going for a hit. Not yet. The fake clock. The slow. It's a barrage of debuffs against Penguin here as the walls close in. And Penguin loses the first card. The first out by is set up by Penguin. Good first out by Moon. The walls close in before any hearts are taken. Some good dodges by Penguin, but can't dodge a point blank basic. It's a debuff and a slow against Penguin here. It's a confuse and a slow, I should say. It's a confuse is fairly relevant there, as Fally has an easy place to stay alive. Now a pretty dangerous setup. Capitalises with the clock and the Moon coming down, met by Vanish, but still Penguin in a tough situation. A hit is converted, and another 2 hits from that clock now as the debuffs cleanse. Penguin 1 heart to Fally's 4. It's a much different story than our first card so far. It's a good setup, catching Fally out. A fairly important confuse against Penguin. It goes in for the horizontal aligned basic. Doesn't work out as Fally takes game 1. Go back into stay. Oh. Really good movement and patience by Fally there. Again, good micro by Fally against focus kunai. Can't manage that micro and it will focus. Then it's a basic catch-up Penguin. The wide comes out, no hits. Pretty important paralyze against Penguin here. The wall's closed in, this basic pressure is relentless against Penguin, who does use the Vanish. And now up against this other wall, some serious pressure could be landed by Fally, but it's not, as Penguin with a counterplay gets a hit. It's a paralyze and a confuse, and an irrelevant death toll. It's basically off screen at this point. Miniature as the Moon comes in, Fally's there with the basic. Penguin caught again on 1 heart very quickly here. Really strong Moon. Forces Penguin to push in. No clock, no hits, but Penguin's still in a pretty bad spot, but good pressure puts Fally against the wall. Gets the hit, now 1 heart apiece. Oh, good Vanish to avoid the time stop. We'll put debuffs out of play for another 5 seconds. We're always going for this melee pressure, trying to catch Fally escaping. He doesn't escape so far. Regardless, that is the card going Penguin's way. Start, Fally's on 3 hearts, Penguin's 4. Fally 2 hearts after attempting to wild. Split micro by Fally. It's Penguin in a tricky spot with these debuffs on this wide. 1 wide does eventually get a hit. Penguin is confused, looking for an approach, looking for an escape maybe. walls close in. We've been pushed into this corner, hit by wides, and hit by clock. With the moon coming down, Penguin manages to escape. Vanish is off cooldown, but doesn't use it and gets hit twice. Oh, very narrow dodge to block that. A very short range misdirection and dead zone in a kunai by Fally, who lands the first hit. He manages some excellent micro against these kunai. Penguin caught by wides. Hit with the power. With the power surfacely this time. And they confuse. As the clock comes in, moon comes down. Penguin has to use Vanish this time, but in a really tough space with 6 debuffs. Con manages to escape, now down 1 half to Fally's 4. Fally just dead zone in here, staying perfectly safe. Not quite safe as the flippers kunai come in. Inside this clock is just 2 debuffs. And the toxic of the death toll against Penguin. It's on 1 heart to Fally's 2 as Penguin does get some hits in. And evens things up with that tap basic. But it's a wide against the wall that catches Penguin and gives game 2 to Fally. Pretty important debuffs now have been taken as the walls close in. Seems to be a confused and a toxic that have now disappeared. Fally doing a good job staying just about in his dead zones as he lands a clock. The moon coming down, that will be a hit. And there's a tough job surviving these debuffs, but manages with the help of Vanish. We gets hit in the follow-up by some wide, now 2 halves to Fally's 4. Now again, Penguin in a corner, but gets a hit to stay alive. And some kunai come in. Fally now on 2 halves to Penguin's 2. Let's use Vanish after that clock to stay alive. Oh, well, trying to escape the moon by some wides. It's a good micro by Penguin. It's that basic. With all these wides comes all the same. A good setup by Penguin, but no hits. All he's patient to avoid it. Lands the slow, but Penguin's arrow finds its way to Fally. It's a good movement around this white. Oh. Hard quite to sustain it though, as some white catches Penguin, no 3 hearts apiece. But another arrow shooting through Fally's heart, now down to 2 parts. Some of wide again, brings us 2 hearts apiece. Fally goes for the approach, pressures with the wide and the moon there, but Penguin finds the way through. That's a strong moon here. And Penguin is caught by wide, now down to 1 heart. Could be last heart of the set, but even took heart so far. Now 1 heart apiece. Penguin needs this card to stay in the set, I suppose. But Fally does have quite the cushion with the card advantage and 2 games up. But Penguin does take it, stays alive for now. So steep hill to climb. Oh, good decision making by Penguin to stay alive and no debuffs. Very intimidating presence by Fally that. Ooh. Got a set up by Penguin, sorry. Fally got the hit and danced on him afterwards. Oh! What micro by Fally. Very impressive. This was layers of just such impressive micro. Yeah, you make one cool dodge and you're thinking you're out of it for a while, you need a moment to relax, but Fally had no time. Managed the amazing micro though. Let's Penguin down to 2 hearts. This moon comes down, not too strong, this Penguin finds an easy way out. And we're going for a setup here, Fally going for the counter hit with the basic. No hits. Walls closing as Fally's 3 hearts, the Penguin's 1, after that wide. And long range clock should finish the set. Oh, sorry, Vanishes on cooldown, we were alive for a little while, but can Penguin survive with 6 debuffs? No. That will be 3-0 to Fally, who advances to Grand Finals on the winner's side. We will move on to losers semi-finals next, which will be Pixel Dude 947 vs AxemJinx. And this is losers semi-finals, so this will also be best of 5. Oh no. This is BO5. Apparently Telika got absolutely flawless last time they played against Axem. I wonder what Rabbit has against Axem. Oh, Silver going. Goodbye, Silver. If you just take a goodbye. I think recently Telika has got better in the sort of melee gameplay though. So it might be a different story than last time's quadruple perfect. Yeah, I used to be a Green Frost, if people didn't know. When I played, there was only like one other Frost in the world that was active. His name was Javara, and he played Green Frost. So I thought I should switch to Orange Frost so people could better tell us apart. That's the only reason I play Orange Frost. Thank you, Ink. Oh, here we are. There's a very real world where I was a green frost, I suppose. I think I play more like a green frost. Do I? I don't know. AxemJinx, however, plays a lot like an orange frost. Whatever that means. No, I'm an orange frost. To the heart. Is Axem evil? I don't understand. Oh, unusual choice by Asteri. Usually prefers the dual box. It's actually the sun mirror to start. Oh, we will not be quadruple perfect this time, as Telika actually lands the first hit. The barrage of basics and waffles here. Oh, so good movement by Axem against those diamonds. The walls close in. Both players doing a good job staying alive up until now as AxemJinx hit, now down 2 hearts. Oh, nice little bit of movement by Axem that. The walls close in as Axem finds a way through. Telika still on heart advantage, 3-2. Now approaching min walls very quickly here. But just disrupted as we brought 2 hearts apiece. Telika goes for a way in. Gets a hit on the way out, however. So Axem playing patient at mid-range as Asteri's approach is stuffed, bringing the first card Axem's way. Asteri looking for a way in. Gets a hit on Axem as a result, now 3 hearts apiece to start the card. Again, Asteri looking for the way in. They've a recent improvement to attacking the offense, as Sun really adds a depth to their gameplay. Because of course they've always been good at dodging for the most part. Now they've got the attack to back it up. You know, you can't play against them and expect just to win if you play up in the face easily anymore. So it makes Asteri like a really serious and strong opponent, I'd say. As we're seeing that now as AxemJinx brought down to 1 heart in flashbang. So Asteri's free, I should say. Into Dispel, met by a Dispel. As the walls close in and Axem loses a card. Oh, unfortunate. Just Asteri a little bit too slow against those diamonds. Now on 2 hearts, now on 1 heart. Terrible start to this card for them. Axem still sitting pretty on 4 hearts. He finds a way in, but on the way out, caught by a little waffle after a micro adjustment in their movements. and the diamond spam comes out, and Asteri is first to lose her game. Thank you, Moth fan. Okay, we continue with Asteri first to be hit so far, as the spell goes back to sleep, to be awakened again. Okay, sorry for the absence, everybody. Seems as I was gone, AxemJinx took another card. Rest of this game. Playing waffles and waffles against each other. So I'm going for an attack, but Diamond dashes out, sorry. There is no vanish available on Sunicus, as Asteri down to 2 hearts. Asteri this time going for the approach, forcing Axem to back up into some diamonds. Another approach gives Asteri another heart, as we're 2 hearts apiece. And Asteri taking a card once again. 2 hearts remaining. As the spell awakens, we get caught by pancakes. So now with a 2 heart lead, 4 hearts to 2, 3 hearts to 2 after a waffle bonk. Asteri looking for a way in. Diamond dash by Axem seeks to delay things as Asteri put down to 1 heart. Axem this time looking for the approach. Caught inside the spell is no hit. The spell is traded as diamonds come out from Axem. And the diamonds catch Asteri, bringing game 2 to AxemJinx. Axem is indeed pretty good. Let's see. As we start again, spell again back to bed. Makes such a dramatic thing about waking up and then it goes back to sleep almost instantly. Axem's first to be hit, second to be hit too. Now down 2 hearts to Asteri's spot after that diamond dash attack. Now some more diamonds bring Axem 1 heart. Asteri, who was previously 4 times flawless by Axem in tournament, might get a flawless of their own. Yeah. Staying alive against these diamonds, keeping the dream alive. Oh, but a bonk into wide ends that for now. Still Asteri advantage, 3 hearts to 1 as the diamond spam comes out, converts into a diamond dash, but Axem finds space, finds the approach. No hits. As the walls close in, both players stay at mid-range. The waffles build. As Asteri put to 2 hearts, AxemJinx works his way forwards through this comeback. If it can be called one, which it cannot be, as Asteri seals the cards with 2 hearts remaining. Round start, Asteri hits as both players diamond dash outwards. The walls close in. AxemJinx caught on the approach, now 3 hearts apiece. Approach by AxemJinx met by patience from Asteri, so no hits. As the spell awakens for the 3rd time in the set, Asteri is brought down 2 hearts. Axem still on 3, slight lead here. I traded the spells, triple basic, met by some waffles, met by some diamonds, putting Asteri down to 1 heart. Oh, good patience by AxemJinx, staying still against that wide to stay alive. Under so much pressure. We see some approaches either side, some good movement through waffles, but some diamonds, taking names, taking cards. Asteri put down 1 card, now 1 card apiece. Of course, AxemJinx still up 2 games to 0 though. So far, every game has gone to a 3rd card, and every game the spell has awakened. See the walls close in before any hearts are taken. Some diamond spam by Asteri is met by no hits. Asteri with the approach, no hits. It's been so long since we've seen a hit. We're at min walls now. Oh, but there we are. First hit going against Asteri. Second hit going against Asteri. Oh, Axem finds the gap, so small there. Staying alive as now AxemJinx with a huge lead, 4-1. Could very well convert the set just here, in any moment. But Asteri gets a hit. 1 of 4 they took. Patience deciding to avoid their own approach. Call their own approach, meaning. Okay. The walls close in. Axem 3 hearts to Asteri's 1. It's got a steep hill to climb as Asteri loses the set 3-0. But surely they must be happy with that. It's a very strong performance, bringing AxemJinx to 1 card in each of those 3 games. Much stronger performance than last time, getting a quadruple flawless. Okay, just gonna take 2 minutes if people don't mind for the next set. See you very soon. Hi everyone, we're back. We're with Max here now. Hello.
Hello.
So I guess we'll get started with losers finals, which will be Penguin second versus AxemJinx. A repeat from winners.
Penguin managed to take out Axem in winners. What
Yep.
matchup was that?
That was Storm versus Red Hood.
Oh, Axem's playing Storm today?
They're kind of playing a mix. We've seen a bit of Storm, a bit of Sun, and a bit of Frost. I suppose I should put your name on the overlay.
Alright, we'll see if Axem goes for the Storm again, or perhaps picks something else.
Yeah, it could be like...
Wish I could have participated today, but unfortunately, I had some stuff to do.
That's okay. Life comes first always. So much stuff to do in life. And we started with a repeat, Storm vs Red Hood.
Alright, yeah, it's been a while since we've had, to my knowledge at least, QP entering stuff, so this might be the highest level Storm experience a lot of these players are going to get.
That's true, actually, yeah. Round start to charge basic, catching Penguin. So mid-charge, I guess.
Yeah, my experience playing Axem in this matchup is that they like to pivot between aggression and walls quite a lot.
Yeah, it's what we saw in the first set, actually. Just, especially around start, Axem seems to be going for that aggression, but maybe not so much now.
Yeah, so we'll see how Penguin chooses to deal with the walls and the aggression. Gets caught there in the corner, unfortunately. Going to have to reposition. Already getting caught again, but manages to escape with the unfocused kunai pressure, forcing Axem away from the wall closure point.
You know, Axem's in a pretty tough spot here with all this micro, but uses Storm Speed to get out of that. But Penguin converts a hit, now 2 hearts apiece. Another hit
and another
for Penguin.
Yeah, I think a lot of Storm players like to play very aggressively when they're on last heart because it's higher volatility, which in a way is good if you want to get lots of hits back to back. You don't have to play that long, grueling endurance of trying to build a wall underneath full pressure. But Penguin does take that card, blocks the aggression. We'll see if Axem can take the second one. It's a melee.
I think that was an attempt at a clone charge basic there, with Axem planting a clone on top of Penguin. Penguin was well out of there very quickly.
Unfortunate wide bonk there. Looks like we're returning to the walling style.
Oh.
Axem tries to get in there for a melee though with some of the escape routes cut out. Penguin somehow gets out though.
I've rarely seen that hybrid of playstyles, as you said. Sort of feinting the walls and then going right in for the melee.
Yeah, I mean, they do work well together, because if there's a giant wall up, there's fewer escape paths to run away from the melee.
Yeah, of course.
Alright, the walls are closing in. We'll see if Axem chooses to go for a more checkmatey style with less space, or just takes it as it has less space to run from the melee. Could go either way.
An evil wide hit on my screen as Penguin seconds put down to 1 heart.
Another wide.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, I was playing Aldi yesterday. Storm wide can do some evil things.
If you're not prepared for it, it is, yeah, evil.
Something that QP does a lot that I'm not seeing as much from Axem is, I like to call it the high-low setup, which is where you put the clone center screen, or I guess on the bottom, but you just have to go behind the clone, and you can charge 2 charge basics that'll touch each other, and it basically forces your opponent to choose which side of those basics. Like right there is kind of one. Penguin has to choose high or low, and then you can finish off the wall with only half the space. I think it was the cornerstone of QP's checkmate style that I don't see any other Storms implementing that well.
Alright, that's good insight. So, Penguin second brought down to 1 heart thanks to that melee. Axem still staying pretty on 3 hearts.
Very good setup from Axem there. Did the high-low setup, but with 2 charge basics to make him an even longer wall. Unfortunately, he can't quite close it out and bonks on a projectile.
Very close to finishing the game there. Doesn't matter so much as they finish the game just 10 seconds later. Game on to Axem.
Yeah, I know Penguin is sometimes plays Sun. Do you know if this is a matchup where Penguin would be considering Sun if it doesn't go well in game 2?
I believe he only plays Sun to avoid the Hood mirror.
I see. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
Do you know if that's
Sorry?
out of boredom or just thinking that he's bad at the Hood matchup?
I'm not sure, actually.
Alright, so probably gonna not see a character switch. We could see one from Axem, though, if Penguin starts to take it in these future games. No hits yet, though. Walls are closing in.
Oh, this is an evil setup all of a sudden, forcing the Vanish out from Penguin.
Yeah, now we have Hood, min walls, no cooldown for quite a while. Going to have to play very, very well here to not get sandwiched. And there's the checkmate. If anyone in the audience hasn't ever seen, I imagine many people at this stage wouldn't have, QP versus Frog from the original Invitational, Saya hosted. It's, in my opinion, the greatest set of Maiden and Spell that's ever been played, or at least it's up there. QP versus Frog from that Invitational was quite the set, and it was this matchup.
It's an old one. It's before I started the game, actually. By about like 2 or 3 months.
Oh, is it? Wow, that's even before your time. I guess I'm really showing my age here with that pick.
I mean, it's called the best set ever, Javara vs Wyrm min walls. So.
I actually haven't seen that one.
Oh, good setup by Penguin. Axem bunking on the middle arrow.
Oh, good clone placement to instantly force the Vanish right after the post-hit invuln. And right out of there, doesn't have to worry about the unfocused kunai. Penguin will have to do a lot of work in order to force Storm to stay within the danger zone, considering how maneuverable its Storm is.
It's a really nice hit by Axem to bring Penguin on one heart. Creating that small gap with the basic and then covering it up with another.
Right, trying to go for the high-low mix here potentially, but being forced to stop charging early. Penguin applying good pressure to not let the walls start stacking up.
Some good movement from Penguin. Oh. Could have been checkmate if it weren't for Vanish there, but Axem uses the opportunity, goes into the melee and takes the card.
Oh, right away with the melee. Starting out aggressive, gets a nice early lead. Continuing with the aggression, not yet going for walls. Yeah, looks like Penguin is focusing before some of these basics, desperately trying to track the Hood basic onto Storm, but Storm's just too quick, having none of it. Potentially a good opportunity there, but Penguin charges basic slightly too long and throws the dead zone to the point where Axem can just slip right in.
I wonder if part of the reason why Axem's deciding to go so aggressive round start is just to delay things until min walls a little bit, or just to put the
it could be. I do think in theory Storm has a lot of matchups where she should probably just run in circles and hold wide and do nothing till min walls, especially Frost, since Frost can do literally nothing about it.
I disagree. Well, she can do nothing to stop it, but at min walls she has somewhat of a threat.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, Frost can fight at min walls, but I don't think Frost, if Storm wishes to stall to min walls, I don't think Frost can do anything about that choice. So I think there are definitely matchups where Storm could do that, but we haven't had a Storm player willing to do that yet.
Thankfully, all the Storm players enjoy the game.
Yeah. Alright, a bit of a 50-50 wall here. Going to have to cover low, though, or Penguin will slip right out. Yep, we see it right there. That's really the key moment to a lot of these Storm checkmates, is when the clone and Storm align on the same axis and make a double-length wall. Really forces the opponent into a decision. Oh, gets caught by the focused kunai. And Penguin evens it up.
Very clutch play, on just one heart that. Could have been another game going Axem's way. So on this card, Penguin's first lander hits. Axem again going for this melee pressure to start.
Yeah, we're seeing some kind of desperate kunais from Penguin just to try and get Axem off of him. If Axem gives more space, perhaps Penguin can do more offensive focused kunais and actually try to get a setup going. Oh, that was an amazing play from Axem. The wides just did not let Penguin leave and then went straight for the melee with the wall block in the other angle.
3 hearts to 2 to Axem. Let's just see more walling.
Ooh, Penguin had a brief moment there potentially to escape, but did not take it, and so has to vanish.
See if that punishes him in the long run. Unlikely now his vanish is just 3 seconds from being back.
Oh, it's gonna be close, gonna have to use it. Oh, just barely.
Wow. It was close.
Who knows how close it was for Penguin, because it can lie sometimes for Spectator, but it looked close for me.
Yeah.
And some nice macro from Axem, just not letting those kunais do anything. Going right around him again.
There's some good minimal dodges of these basics by Penguin just to sort of avoid the threats of their lives.
Yeah, and we just saw a really good clone replacement from Axem, moving the clone from low to high in order to close off the other side of the wall, forcing Vanish, and then gets a checkmate.
I was so close to there being a gap there, just so close. But regardless, game 2 to Axem.
Yeah, those clone replacements are often the key to close off the final parts of a wall.
Penguin's patience.
Wide bonk.
Axem's running into traffic cones.
Is that what people call those these days?
I've heard Axem call it once, so...
I remember back when Burrs commentated a lot of events, he would call them trees.
Yeah.
That's green hood bias, though. I guess red hoods look more like traffic cones.
I guess it could be good for distinguishing them in the mirror.
Yeah. Alright, we're seeing a lot of heavily charged basics at long range. Axem just going around those. Oh no, several hits in a row on Penguin. Gonna have to move a bit more carefully here. Right, managed. Axem being forced to abandon a lot of these wall attempts. Good pressure from Penguin. We'll see what position Axem decides to take. Okay, looks like melee was the choice, and it'll work out.
No self needed.
Alright, we'll see if Axem goes for the 50-50 here. Has position for it. Does not choose to. Just holding wide. Oh, there's the melee attempt. So that uncharged basic did close off the wall, but its speed meant that the hole eventually did appear and Penguin was able to escape.
The walls close in before any hits are taken.
Oh, there's a wide bonk. First hit. And another wide bonk right the other way. 3 hearts to 3.
This is a wall, but does not matter as Axem's hit and the wall stuffed.
Yeah, for this storm, it looks like Axem is favoring center position or center screen clone quite a lot. Deciding whether to place it near one of the walls or the center is quite the choice because you'll generate more basics on screen at any given time the farther away the clone is from the opponent, but you have less control over the short-term shape of the setup. So if you have really good endurance and just want to hold basic and live forever, I think a far back clone is quite good just because it gets the whole screen filled with basics. But if you want to get a checkmate quicker, then putting the clone closer can be good. But I think it's more opportunity to do redirects and get out of the wall if the clone is closer to your opponent.
Penguin just 1 heart on his last card, 2 kings down. Could be his last card, his last heart if he doesn't win this card, of course.
Vanish Force was getting meleeed by both regular Storm and the clone. On gets caught there.
It's a melee to finish the set. 3-0 to Axem, who wins the run back. That means we're going to see what's become a classic by now, another Fally Axem Grands.
This really is the Game Freak QP of this era.
Yeah. Of course it makes sense because Frost and Ark are the 2 best characters. Surely.
Are they now? I don't even know what people think of the tier list these days. It seems like I hear all sorts of opinions.
So we're yet to find out why Sylveon thinks Axem is evil.
Oh yeah, I was wondering what the deal was with this evil orange frost thing.
I agree, Silver.
Love the optimism.
What's a matchup when you can just survive forever? 10-0.
Yeah, so this will be their first set this tournament, since I believe Penguin, was the one who fought Fally in winners.
It's true.
I guess we're most likely going to see the classic Frost versus Arc, or do you think that Axem will dare Storm into Fally as well?
I think Axem might be wanting to switch up, because we've seen so many different characters this tournament. Like, it could be Storm, but it could be someone else, because we saw him play the Sun Mirror earlier, for example, so... I got no idea, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the one danger of Storm into Arc is debuffs. Fally is very good at landing them, and certain debuffs are absolutely crippling for Storm, like Confuse is kind of similar to on Frost. It just is a cutscene. Although Storm is very good at running away by holding wide, so you can't aggress off it as much, but it is still basically no offense for a bit for the Storm.
Seen Fally fight QP quite a lot lately as well, and it does usually go Fally's way, so...
Oh really? When did this happen?
In most of the Magicka tournaments, as well as Awakening the Mage in 100. QP actually won in ATM 100 though.
Oh, QP won ATM 100? That's pretty cool.
Yep. And that put them as the all-time ATM winner, as in they've won more tournaments than anyone, strictly because of
really?
ATM 100.
Who would have been the winner otherwise? I guess it would have been a tie.
It would have been Eiley and QP.
Ah, really? Okay. Well, good for QP. Really deserves it. One of the best players in the game's history.
Yep.
I actually think specifically, even though QP is a Storm main, I think if QP just played Depth all the time, would win even more.
Really?
QP's Depth, the one tournament that they decided to play it, was the most insurmountable force that I think the game has seen in a long time. I don't know if QP lost a single game. Just made every Depth matchup look as bad as the old players always said that they were, but no one could prove.
Yeah, I mean, QP's Depth and Min Walls was something special. That's another example.
QP played Depth at the Min Walls tournament as well?
Yep.
How did that go? Was that a tournament that Fally won?
No, that was when Fally just begun, so Fally didn't qualify actually.
Oh, okay.
But QP won it over Game Freak with Depth in the end, I believe.
Oh, QP did win it with Depth. Okay, yeah.
Okay, looks like we're nearly ready to get started. So again, could be any number of matchups here, really.
Potentially a regional rivalry as well, the two strongest nations in Maiden and Spell right now.
The issue is, do you separate Great Britain into 3 different countries? I don't know.
Well, the flag in the game is the Union Jack, which
Okay.
would imply that all the British countries are counted together.
I suppose that's fair, but we are seeing the classic matchup actually. Yeah, Frost vs Arc, we've become so accustomed to it.
Right, not deciding to go for Storm. Did win this matchup in last week's tournament, so probably good to be confident. I'm sure AxemJinx probably says this matchup is horrible for Frost. Do you know what Fally thinks about this matchup?
I do not actually. I tend to avoid balanced discussion, in honesty.
Well, at least back in the day, matchup numbers and balance discussion were considered kind of separate, and players who were okay with one weren't the other. I guess that's not quite the case anymore.
The Minwall's approach before many hits, Fally on 3 hearts, however.
Yeah, I've played very little of this matchup from Frost side, but I played a lot of it as Arc. And it feels like in order to get your offensive pressure really going against someone with amazing dodging skill, you need to take it to min walls. So Fally, having done so, taking minimal damage, looking good for the game plan.
as soon as we are at min walls, Axem bonks twice, so now Fally has advantage.
You know, that wide into stun, I think, is one of the scariest things that Frost can do in this matchup, where you have to dodge the wide in a very specific way that you don't also get stunned. It's just a good offensive pressure line, but you also are technically vulnerable straight up. So one of the ways you can beat it is just with a basic to the face.
The basic parry is one of the most disheartening things as Frost, I'd say.
Oh, well, I think if Frost stuns immediately, you do block the basic. This is just more if someone's running at you with wide, you have to stop it before stun.
I've seen that happen at low ping, where the arc can press basic and time it so it beats out stun.
Yeah, I believe it is possible, but it was actually intended to be removed. It used to be much easier back in the old days.
Oh, I see.
An extra wave of deletion was added to the Frost stun wave to make parrying harder, because used to Red Hood, Lich, and Arc could all do it, but now I believe only Arcanist can do it because her basic is the slowest. So you would see like Frost stun wave and then get basic by Hood and Lich as well. It was very stupid, which is why it was removed.
It's a double hit that. There's Fally 3 hearts, Axem's 2. Fally upper cards as well now.
Gets out of there in time, does not get stunned. We'll see what sort of aggressive angle Axem chooses to take. We saw a bunch of wides earlier. Looks like Axem's cooled on the wides a bit now. Alright, back to the wide.
Oh. Some good movements around this basic by Axem there.
Yeah, something that I think really sets apart good Frost from less experienced Frost is movement to move choice alignment. And what I mean by that is a lot of Frost choose to wide only when they run forward suddenly. So you know, if the Frost runs forward suddenly, they are going to wide. But the good Frost know to also throw in basics, so where you can't read their move choice by their movements. And I think Axem's very good at that, not being readable.
I'd also say something about Axem's gameplay is his movement's so good that he can go for options that other people like won't. Like
yeah,
his
Axem definitely has good movement.
Movement close to moon, for example. He can find small gaps and he can move quickly through them. So he can pressure when you don't expect him to, and that can be a really strong thing for him.
Yeah, that was just a really scary roll there. Almost rolled on top of the arc basic. Oh, and we just saw it right there, Fally catching the roll with basic. That is something that you can try to do as arc against Frost to try and get hits. I think it's a bit unreliable, but it is worth trying. There's not a huge amount of commitment to it. And we see once again.
Very strong lead in this card for Fally, 4 hearts to 1.
I don't know if Fally's reading these rolls, but it's getting a lot of basics on roll. Not all of them are hitting, but the timing is almost always right. Good reads from Fally. And we have cutscene activated.
Oh, good dodge of the time stop there with that roll. And Axem finally lands a stun. It will just be a consolation prize there, as Fally gets the card regardless.
There was a time as Arc I considered always cycling for Confuse and just Confuse camping.
That's evil.
But it is, but it's something I considered. It's a kind of unreliable though, because you have to hit your Confuse, and if you miss, then you just have to go back and hide and cycle again.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're really good at hitting your debuffs, you could do that. I think we have Confuse on deck, yeah, but it does not land. I think Axem perhaps smelled the greed of the Confuse and went for the stun.
A very powerful moon by Fally, converted to a hit with the wides.
Yeah, discussing with Fally after I played the Arc Mirror some the other day, I know Fally puts a lot of thought into when to press moon and doesn't press it on cooldown like a lot of Arc players do.
Yeah, it's really easy to notice how often Fally gets these really strong moons. And that just like restricts the movement of Axem so much.
Axem not getting debuff there, managing to dodge the basic leads. Fally trying to lead Axem into the debuffs. Ooh, nice aggressive roll. I find those basic into roll basics to be some of the best offense Frost has, because you're expecting like stun or wide typically, and then it's just a basic. It is tough for Frost though, because you are immobile while doing it, but if you can pull it off and live, it can be quite scary offense.
Yeah, and those basics were so close together, so well layered there.
I'm feeling a wide here. Axem gonna go for it.
Oh,
No,
just
maybe
backs
not.
off. Maybe the rolling wides. No.
All right, center moon almost from Fally. That was a really good attempt at the stun. I'm surprised that Fally did not get hit by that or the wide. But now can play very aggressively, stun offline. Gets the clock.
Will be
Has to not get wided here though.
Axem is somehow alive for just a moment. The wide comes through though, and Axem in a terrible spot, but survives. The debuffs are gone. Good play by Axem.
Could definitely still do this. Stun is online and gets the card.
Fally up against that wall, hit by basic.
If you can't establish your moon at round start in this matchup, you can get cornered. But Axem being a bit greedy there, gets hit by the moon.
Better moon than clock, I suppose, but...
Another almost hit on the roll with basic by Fally a second ago. Very good at reading these rolls. Ooh, the paratic. Unfortunate.
Unexpected wide for me there.
Alright. Got some debuffs. Not the most impactful, but better than nothing.
With the mini
Ooh, now there's one
goes in.
cutscene activated.
Cutscene's over, Axem's back to playing, and gets a hit right as he picks up the controller.
Almost had heart of the cards, but Fally backing into the wide to try to get out of stun. That's an okay death toll.
Ooh. Very close on the basic, but Fally hit by wide, I believe that. Not too fast a piece.
Trying to get out of the stun and getting wided. Very classic setup from Frost.
Oh, such a close risk with that basic there. Doesn't matter in the end, though, as Fally does close it out.
Yeah, we see right there the basic stuffing out the wide. That is one thing you can do as Arc. If you are going to hard call out Frost using wide, you can simply run forward and press basic, and sometimes you will hit Frost. It is scary because if Frost presses stun instead, you simply die. But if you have the read on wide, it's very nice. Ooh, what a clock.
And there's some wave on cooldown as a result as well, so Fally can play much more aggressively here. That's it.
Very good.
Hit.
Good post-clock pressure there, knowing that stun is down and you can play more aggressively. Moving in such a way that wide will never catch, not giving Axem any options.
Now the walls close in with Fally 4 hearts to Axem's 1.
Oh, very good debuffs there, going to be tough for Axem. And something I noticed about Fally's playstyle is when Fally is under pressure, he's not choosing to use wide, but rather choosing to spam basic in order to stay fully mobile and be able to run from Frost at top speed. Which, it's less pressure than holding wide, but it does give you more agency to escape.
Okay.
Bad situation here for Axem. Yeah, that was pretty much a checkmate.
Yeah, the moon extension covering the roll.
When we see round start clock.
It's a terrible start for Axem, who's now down 2 games and a card. Or could be 2 parts here as well, but never mind. Survives the debuffs for now.
And Fally not pressing Moon on cooldown or at all, really. Probably trying to force Axem closer to a corner. Alright, uses it defensively there.
The walls close in. Axem seems to struggle for an approach here, or to get anything real set up.
Yeah, this slow, no Moon pressing play from Fally is slowly closing in the walls, just getting to the win condition and gets slow.
But narrow dodge on the clock there.
5 debuffs anyway. May as well have landed. Gonna basic here probably. Okay, Axem finds a way around. Did not want to press Moon there.
There's no further down for me with the setup and maintenance spell at this point.
That should probably be it. See if Axem has...
It delays the end just a little tiny bit. It will be Fally winning Squiggly 7 with a 3-0 defeat on AxemJinx.
Well played to everyone. I wish I could have been here for more of the tournament, but I'm glad I got to be here for what I was.
It's nice to have you in the end there. Just report the scores into challenge and then show you the final bracket. So, a lot of last minute sign-ups again this tournament.
The classic.
You know, you think you know what sort of tournament you're getting into, then you know the last hour always surprises you.
Would not be a maiden spell tournament if the player count didn't triple in the last hour.
It's true. If only ATM 100 tripled in the last hour.
Oh, it did?
No, I mean, if it did, that would have been, we would have had like 90 people. It didn't, unfortunately. I'll get the results up. Oh, I can hear the ping through your mic.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's alright. So I guess... Oh, why is Shadowpelt listed as 7th twice? That is clearly a mistake.
7th and 5th?
Oh yeah, 7th and 5th, sorry. Seems to be wheelchair champion that has been disregarded in 7th. Fix that quickly. Okay, there we are. Suppose I should start from the bottom. Do you want to take turns or?
Sure, I'll start. So, in 7th place, we have, I think this is the one where there was deletion, Wheelchair Enjoyer, who in winner's bracket defeated SilverSneeze 2-0 and then lost to Fally and lost to Shadowpelt in losers.
So also in 7th we have BobTheBobbitWorm, a new depth player. They beat Subbuh, an old-time Frost player, who I shared the academy with a very long time ago. Before being challenged, lost to AxemJinx and lost to Sylveon in what was genuinely a fantastic set, one of the highlights of the tournament. It's very nice to see them today.
And in 5th place, we have Sylveon, who in winners lost to Penguin 2nd and then beat SilverSneeze in losers. And then BobTheBobbitWorm before losing to, I believe this is Telika Asteri, right? Pixel Dude 947 in losers.
That's right. Okay, so in 5th as well, we've got Shadowpelt 7-1. Who started off losing to Pixel Dude, and that was a pretty quick set, as you'd expect of Shadowpelt. They got a win over Subbuh, which we didn't see, a 2-1 set, so it probably was a good set, I imagine, before beating Shadowpelt and losing to a very disciplined AxemJinx.
Next up, in 4th place, we have Telika Asteri, who in winners took out Shadowpelt before losing to Fally, and then defeated in losers Sylveon before dropping to AxemJinx for 4th place.
And in Soul Fads, we have Penguin II beating Sylveon, and for I believe the first time in his time with M&S, beating AxemJinx, before ultimately losing to Fally and Axem in the run back. Good to see him again with the hood.
I think these are backwards. So in 2nd place, we have AxemJinx, who in winners defeated BobTheBobbitWorm before losing to Penguin, and then went on a loser's run defeating Shadowpelt, Telika Asteri, and the run back against Penguin before losing to Fally in grand finals.
And so for a 6th time in the 7th tournament, first place is Fally. Go for a very clean run, not losing a single game through winners, beating Wheelchair Enjoyer, Telika Asteri, Penguin II, and AxemJinx. So I suppose that'll be the end of the tournament. Thanks everyone for coming. I had a lot of fun, as I usually do with these tournaments. It's nice to see people enjoying M&S years and years after the game came out and still continuing, but somehow the game grows.
It's amazing that people still play it all these years later. Thank you for having me. Hopefully you enjoyed my commentary stream.
Yeah, it's really nice to have you. Kind of surprised last minute, I think, but good to see you again. And for next week, there won't be any tournaments from me because there'll be, I believe, Magicka and Moonlit Maidens. So There'll be a tournament for me 2 weeks from now, I suppose. And I think that's all said by now. So goodbye and thank you.